Hello, dear ones. We'd like to share a song with you written by Swami Kriyananda called There's Joy in the Heavens. There's joy in the heavens, a smile on the mountains, and melody sings everywhere. The flowers are all laughing to welcome the morning. Your soul is as free as the air. The flowers are all laughing to welcome the morning. Your soul is as free as the air. Leave home in the sunshine, dance through a meadow, or sit by a stream and just be. The lilt of the water will gather your worries and carry them down to the sea. The lilt of the water will gather your worries and carry them down to the sea. Men hunger for freedom, but don't see their dungeon is only the thought that they're bound. Desires are their shackles, the hope that tomorrow the doorway to joy will be found. Desires are their shackles, the hope that tomorrow the doorway to joy will be found. There's joy all around us, why wait till tomorrow? We've only this moment to live. A heaven within us is ours for the finding, a freedom no riches can give. A heaven within us is ours for the finding, a freedom no riches can give.
We'd like to talk today a little bit about how in times when we have very little outward control in our lives, it's important to focus on what we can control, which is ourselves. If we want to take charge of our own lives and to feel as though we have command over ourselves, we have to work with our minds. And the first step in changing your mind to be more what you want it to be is to observe your thoughts, observe your feelings which prompt your thoughts. This is one of the blessings of meditation, that we start to just observe what thoughts float through our minds, excuse me, and we decide whether we want to accept those thoughts or reject them. And if we want to reject thoughts of worry or fear or just wondering what will happen to us, fear for the future, let's say, we have to be able to put something else in place of those thoughts. And that's where affirmations come in. Affirmations are very powerful tools to help us change the way we think and the way we feel to something that is more worthy of us as children of God. To think in the right way with positive, strong thoughts, and to feel with compassion and not with fear. And so the best time to deal with a thought is when it first comes into your mind. Yogananda said to do this with thoughts, to do this with temptations, with desires that you don't want to have in your life, but that spring up spontaneously from old karma. In that moment, when you're first plagued by that thought or that feeling or desire, that is the time to reject it strongly, to throw it out of your mind, throw it out of your heart, and to begin mentally repeating an affirmation that banishes that thought or feeling or desire. So, for example, if fear should come up and you start worrying about what's going to happen, how many people are going to be affected by the coronavirus, what's going to happen to my family and my friends and myself, replace those thoughts by an affirmation such as this one. I live in the light of God's perfect love. Very simple. Say it over and over. I live in the light of God's perfect love. If you want to, you can take a pen and paper and write it. Write it down. It's a very good coordination between the mind and the heart and the hand. It goes in more deeply into your consciousness if you actually write it down. And for other tips, I'll invite Dharmadas too to talk about this subject. But affirmation is very powerful. Another thing is staying creative. Saint Teresa of Avila used to say that the devil cannot get to you if you're scrubbing the floors, if you're cleaning something, or if you're working with something creative, painting or drawing or cooking or anything where you're in that zone of just being creative, being joyful, being with God. Nothing can touch you.
The thought of a temptation, a desire, something that limits us, when it, as Nirmala is saying, when it comes in the mind, that's the time to catch it. Unfortunately, that's also the time when we may sort of be intrigued by it and entertain it like a guest. I'm reminded of a scene in a movie, which will go unmentioned, but one of the characters is looking at the other one who's really struggling, and he says, "You need to get your mind right." And all of us need to get our minds right. And to do that requires that we lift our energy up. And this is a yogic practice, but it's also a practice of the rhythm of our day. And I'll just segue on to something Nirmala was saying, which is that the best times of the day to practice an affirmation are typically on first awakening or the last thing in the night when we're getting ready to go to sleep, because that is the time when the subconscious mind is most available to us. And if we will reprogram the subconscious mind with an affirmation, then that affirmation will begin to percolate through our consciousness. This is one of the reasons that we love singing Swami Kriyananda's music, because it has this way of welling up different melodies, different images, different phrases will come up in the music. And this particular song that we just sang, There's Joy in the Heavens, is one of those songs. And it was written in a colorful way because Swami Kriyananda happened to be driving in the car, stuck in traffic, late for an appointment in a driving rainstorm. This was in the San Francisco Bay Area. And he was a little frustrated, and at that point he had a certain realization. It struck him that I can't fix the weather outside. I can't make the traffic move any faster than it's moving, but I can do something about the weather on the inside. And this segues to Nirmala's point about how we have to control the things that we can control in our lives and not worry about the ones that we can't. And so as he had that thought controlling the weather inside, this song came to him, and he wrote it down on a napkin in the car. And it's just a lovely thought form.